And it was this Reddit about ladies, stay away from this guy. And it was like, that's weird. Of course, I'm reading it and I'm thinking, this has to be fake. Like, this has to be fake. And then I'm reading the comments and there are women backing her up. Like, I've ran into this guy. I saw this guy down, So anyway, let me read you this.
All right.
And if anybody fucking knows this guy, and I hope he's not a listener. You know what? Fuck it. I hope he is a listener. If you are, I want a third verification that this guy is actually out there. Time for some jokes.
Uh-oh.
What's a female peacock called, Steve?
I don't know.
A peak hunt.
I hate that word.
I went to the hairdresser the other day. I said, hey, can you cut my hair like Tom Cruise? They gave me a cushion to sit on. What was Sean Connery's favorite time to visit Wimbledon?
I don't know.
Tennis.
That's good, Sean Connery.
I've been working on
your
that.
best impression.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to the wonderful sounds of Baltimore's best podcast, Inappropriate. I'm Jim.
And I'm Steve.
How is everyone doing today?
I can't speak for everybody, but I'm doing well. Although, weather's getting a little sad.
Speaking of sad, how was London, Steve?
I did all the touristy things. I did the Tower of London.
Okay.
I went to Windsor Castle.
I did get that picture from you.
Yeah, which is I got in trouble for you're not supposed to take photos.
Didn't know
inside. And neither did I. And all I did was like, oh, look at this. It's a room with a horse and a whole bunch of fucking swords. It looks kind of cool. It has a knight in it. And I was like, oh, let me take a picture. And then somebody came over, made me delete the...
No, actually went in your...
Yeah.
Oh, good thing you'd have some dick pic as the next one.
Yeah. Walking around, you're like, the King of England can just come in and it's all his shit.
One of the pictures that you sent was Stonehenge.
Yes.
That is something that I would like to go see, right?
Mm-hmm.
But was it underwhelming when you were there? Did it feel magical?
For real, it did. It did.
Okay.
It did.
Well, that's what you'd hope.
We did a tour where we went there. We went to Windsor Castle, Stonehenge, and then Bath, which is basically like to drive around the whole thing in England, like driving around like Maryland and Virginia together. So It's not that big.
Right.
But when you go to Stonehenge, we were only there for 45 minutes. And you get off the thing, and for 45 minutes was the perfect time. Perfect amount of time, because it gives you time to walk around. They have all these signs where people can take pictures, like trying to push up or squashing it down, like doing dumb Instagram stuff. But we did like Jack the Ripper tour, saw where that place was.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and the guy who did the tour looked like he dressed like a fucking detective from like the 1930s. Like he was all into it. He was a ripperologist. Jack the Ripper murdered 5 people.
Most of them prostitutes.
They were all
prostitutes.
Yeah, they were all prostitutes. People fucking still talk about it.
Like he's still alive.
Yeah.
I think it is that time there weren't many serial killers.
Yeah.
I mean, he did rip them up.
Yeah, he tore them up.
Okay, so I mean, it's not like he just didn't just bop them over the head.
No. He fucking would take out their insides, do all kinds of weird shit with them.
Right.
But it was funny because the guy at the end would tell you he would tell you his theory on who Jack the Ripper was.
Okay, right.
Then he pulls everybody close, and then he fucking is like, I'm going to tell you my theory of who Jack the Ripper was. And then he starts he makes everybody get so fucking close, and then goes through in this whole fucking diatribe of like what happened. And I was like, why do I fucking know all the things that he's saying right now? Then I realized he just said the whole premise of that Johnny Depp movie From Hell. He just told the movie. And I was just like, this is some bullshit. But I did hear some fucking weird stuff while I was away, though. Have you heard about the Chase glitch?
I have not heard anything regarding Chase or glitches.
People are idiots.
Well, that we know.
Yes. So there was an error or something with Chase Bank. So if you were to go to Chase Bank, go to the ATM, write yourself a check, and then deposit it, you could take the money out automatically.
Like immediately?
Immediately.
Okay.
Yes. So and apparently there's no limit to how much you can take out of a Chase Bank.
Okay, so it wasn't verifying the funds in the account. It was just seeing that money was in your account before it was subtracted from your account.
Yes. So so people were person on TikTok posted,
oh God. Okay.
They wrote themselves a $30,000 check and then went to the ATM and then showed them withdrawing the money. And then there were hundreds of people going to the bank, taking out fucking $100,000, taking out crazy money, and then just blowing it. Like you should see them buying fucking new shoes.
I don't know if that is a glitch. That's just the way how banking works in a way.
Yeah. So they kept calling it a glitch, but in actuality, it's check fraud.
Right. Infinite money glitch, you know.
Yeah. So and it's so funny you say that because that's what they kept saying on the video. They're like infinite money glitch.
What's so stupid is if I go to the bank, I've gone to the bank during like a day that I have to go to closing or something. And if I'm trying to pull out more than $20,000, they act all crazy. Yeah. Actually, sometimes more than 10,000. They're like, you should have called first.
Yeah.
Things like that. They ain't going to let some hoodlum or whatever roll up there and just cash a $30,000 check.
There were videos of you can just search Chase glitch on TikTok and you'll see all these videos. People are going in there and there's just a line. They're like, "Oh, I was late to the Chase glitch. I got people. I gotta go find another one." And people are just fucking just going out, showing them fucking spending the money, going fucking wild. But then like. I don't understand people's thought process because
they think it was just free money.
They thought it was free
Chase
money.
Would never know.
Because then what people were doing, as soon as they took out the money, they would cancel their account. Try to cancel their account.
It's not like they don't know where you're at.
It's not like you don't use your Social Security to sign up for a thing.
That is just stupid people being stupid.
So then,
for a pair of fucking shoes. Speaking of, you can't believe everything you find on the internet. I'm hoping the next little story isn't true, although I really think it is. Have you heard about the good guy Dave Grohl story?
Kind of heard something.
Okay, all right.
But I don't want to believe it because Dave Grohl is one of the coolest people in the entire world.
He is like the guy that you would hope your kid, if he's going to be a singer, do it like Dave Grohl.
He broke his leg in the middle of a show.
Yeah, and went right back out. And
and just sat on sat on a stool and played the rest of the show.
I read his book and it was just
sounds so defeated.
Are there no good people left?
I guess not.
So, if you haven't heard what's been going on with Dave Grohl, he out of the blue posted on his Twitter account, "I've recently become the father of a new baby daughter, born outside of my marriage. I plan to be a loving and supportive parent to her. I love my wife and my children, and I'm doing everything I can to regain their trust and earn their forgiveness. We are grateful for your consideration toward all the children involved as we move forward together."
Oh,
his PR person
100% wrote that.
Can you imagine his wife? What the fuck?
What's his wife's name? Oh, God, he fell into the rock star life.
I mean, if it was
After
anybody,
like 30 years,
right? Anybody but Dave Grohl, you don't even bat an eye. Sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah.
And like, what do you expect if you marry a rock star?
Yeah. It's like people that have kids out of wedlock, rock stars, NBA players, and football players.
And really poor people. But it's like Dave Grohl is like, to me, like the Bryan Cranston.
Oh, that's a actor. That's a very good. That's a good comparison.
Like he goes home every night to his wife.
Yes,
you know, and like that's just his wife isn't famous, and they've been married forever. And then you hear about this. So I'm sure there's going to be more details coming down the line. But when did he find out? Whoever he was, one night stand or banging or whoever on the side get pregnant. So, and then when did she find out? Like, did he keep it a secret? Like,
oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
And then all of a sudden, like, she was like, I'm keeping it and I'm coming out with it. So you either come out with it or I'm coming, you know what I mean? And like, he just forced his hand.
Yeah, that 100% happened because she definitely wants money for this child.
Yeah.
Because you see all that stuff where people are. I don't know who it was, but I just saw that. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo or whatever.
Okay.
Like his alimony payment is he has to pay like $277,000 to a woman a month for the rest of her life. Like he has that kind of money to blow, but
he's one of the richest people. Kanye has to pay Kardashian $200,000 a month.
She has more money than he does.
I know, right? But speaking of Ronaldo, not to change topics, but did you ever see him when he was a rookie?
No.
Like now you look at him and he's chiseled out of stone.
Yeah.
Gorgeous looking dude. That was not him as a rookie. Like when you look at, he has had, I think, everything done.
It's like Tom Brady, like how Tom Brady is.
Yeah, like he has gotten. If there's a surgery for your face, like he's gotten it, and it's like the old saying is like no one's ugly, you're just poor.
Yeah, it does help that
because he was not an attractive dude at all. You would just walk past and be like, look at this slum guy, and then like now he probably walks in the room and he's everybody fucking lights up.
Yeah. Like if Dave Grohl walked into the room.
Have you heard of this company called Reflect?
No.
No, it's brand new. They're launching next year. You can order sunlight at nighttime.
What?
Wherever you're at in the world.
And that doesn't make any sense to me.
So this is what they do. They have these huge mirrored satellites up in space.
Okay.
And you put in your coordinates, your address, and what date. I think the closest date that I had was it was December 2025. And that's like
people are jumping on this shit.
Oh yeah. You select the time and it's like, whatever, I forget what it was, like 10 p.m. or 11 or whatever it is. And they will angle the sun's light because the sun is obviously always shining, right?
Yeah.
You just can't see it. And they will angle the sun's light to your exact coordinates for 4 to 5 minutes. and it's a 3 square mile radius. It'll be like sun in the middle of the day.
That's so fucking weird. You can just request the sun to shine.
You can go to reflectorbital.com and you can do a sunshine application. And it wasn't like a huge thing. It was like, what do you want to do this for? Like, what's the reason? And I was just like, I want to throw a party. Like, what else would you say?
I can make the sun shine.
Right. Like,
what's the purpose of it?
Well, here's some of the actual reasons you could. So, for instance, like crime scenes at nighttime.
Okay.
So they can reflect the light, and you can actively, things like that. Really, almost anything. If you think about it, like the shit that is easier to do in a daylight than it is at nighttime without a bunch of electricity and shit.
Like it's a 3 mile radius.
People have no idea what's going on. People are gonna think this is the end of the earth.
They would have to think the end of the world's coming because all of a sudden the sun just out of nowhere just starts shining.
It's almost like a novelty. I kind of approach it as a novelty thing, but I don't know. I mean,
I think
the evolution of it might work.
I think Wrigley Field used to not have night games because they didn't have lights. If this shit would have been there,
what about crime?
Yeah,
lots of crime at nighttime.
Everywhere in Baltimore with a blue light, the sun's just going to be up constant for fucking 24 hours. Can't fucking close the door.
And then they could really fuck with you if they just changed. move the mirror a little bit so it's like a fucking strobe effect and just everybody has seizures.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, switching gears a little bit, Steve.
All right.
So my wife is and probably your wife, and if any of our listeners have girlfriends or wives, especially local, but I'm sure they have these Facebook pages everywhere. But my wife is part of this group that says, "Are we dating the same guy?"
Is she on it just in case her?
Oh yeah, I'm sure she got on to see if my face comes across. There.
That would be awesome.
We
Dave Grohl's face is going to be on it.
We have caught a cheater.
Oh, really?
Yes. I have a family member who was set to get engaged, and my wife and I were sitting on the couch one morning, and we saw her fiance pop up on. Well, my wife saw him pop up and was like, okay. And then, so long story short,
how many times did you look at it to make sure that was the person?
Oh,
There was
one
no
time,
doubt.
yeah,
There was no doubt.
Like, no one cares. But his picture that he used was like this: his fist under his chin.
Oh, like a thinking man.
Yeah, but it was like posed. It wasn't like somebody like took it like in the wild. Like he posed
They
with,
were like,
with
"Hey,
like
can
his
you
like fist like under his chin. It was like, what man does that?
Oh God, that's so fucking good. Then you get so once that happens, did you have to be the bearer of bad news?
Yeah, if that happened to me, I would want someone immediately, regardless.
Yeah.
And credit to my family member, they packed their shit up and rolled out.
Good for that.
Yeah.
Good for them.
So anyway, moving on to this story, there is obviously a Reddit forum about everything, and there was one in Baltimore. And anything that's in Baltimore, because obviously if you don't know us, we live in Baltimore because we are Baltimore's best podcast.
Yeah.
It would be weird if we, recorded in Chattanooga. Or so, yeah. And it was this Reddit about ladies, stay away from this guy. And it was like, that's weird. Of course, I'm reading it and I'm thinking, this has to be fake. Like, this has to be fake. And then I'm reading the comments and there are women backing her up. Like, I've ran into this guy. I saw this guy down, So anyway, let me read you this.
All right.
And if anybody fucking knows this guy, and I hope he's not a listener. You know what? Fuck it. I hope he is a listener. If you are, I want a third verification that this guy is actually out there. I mean, I know it's true. But
I read it on the internet.
Because I read it on the internet. I'm here to give a heads up to the local ladies about the guy with a really fucking weird fetish. There's a guy that's been hanging around Baltimore with a fetish for watching women inflate things like balloons, beach balls, trash bags, through a straw, things like that. Here's the kicker. He's in a wheelchair, so he gives some sob story about how he can't do it himself and it's for some project that he needs help with. Or he claims that it calms him down or whatever. He's done this to a ton of women who don't know he's getting off on it sexually.
So he carries around balloons and has them blow it up.
Like just women pass her by. It's 100% a fetish. He's 100% making women participate without them consenting to be part of his sick fetish. And it's 100% as fucked up as it sounds. He's publicly using women for masturbation fuel. Don't let the wheelchair fool you. This guy is a sexual predator, ladies. Don't blow up his balloons. The first comment is,
the guy I hit.
That's enough of the internet for today.
I can't believe that's fucking...
And there are several women that have said they've come across this guy.
Oh, that is so fucking hilarious. If you walk past them and you saw the wheelchair guy handing out fucking balloons to people, asking them to blow it, I would sit there and watch him. I'd be like, here's the fucking guy.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm on the lookout for the wheelchair guy.
Oh, is it in the city?
I'd imagine, because it's a Baltimore, like, it's hard to get a lot of women in the county.
Yeah,
the city, it's a lot of foot traffic.
He just sits in Federal Hill.
Yeah. And you don't suspect a guy in a wheelchair. Like, you can get scanned by anybody.
Yeah.
But if you're going about your day, you're walking to work, you're walking home, whatever it is, and there's a guy in a wheelchair, like, you might go, hey, whatever. And then if he's like, he's not asking for a dollar, right? Because sometimes that's kind of what you think.
Yeah.
If he's like, hey, I'm sorry, can you help me with this real quick? I gotta blow up this balloon for a project.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to be like, nah, fuck you, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I mean, the best part is that when you read it, you read it straight from the Post, right?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
They said they need him to blow up trash bags.
Dude, somebody's there all day long. That's when he runs out. That's like the end of the month when he doesn't have any money left.
Yeah,
He just needs something to blow up.
Like, can you blow up this
trash
bag for me?
But like a beach ball, you go, okay. And he's like, I need it for a project.
I bought him sitting with a beach ball. Just like...
You don't even, like, the city's such a weird place. Sometimes you just don't even question it, right? It's just like this dude in a wheelchair. I'll help you out, man. But it would be funny if a girl and a guy were walking. He was like, hey, hon, can you help? And she was like, oh, I can't do it, but my husband can. And he's like, nah, it's all right.
I don't need that. That's all right. It's not that bad. So fucking...
Can you imagine his face be like, oh... Yeah, like
everything in his, because I'm assuming he doesn't jack off right there. Like,
that would be weird.
He takes it home with him, the image of her.
He goes home with like a half dozen beach balls, lays them on top of him,
and he's probably wheeling as fast as he fucking can to get home because he doesn't want to.
It's all downhill.
Yeah, he's just like you can't find him. He's always parked at the top of a hill.
He's up on Federal Hill.
He just is zooming down the road. They're like, oh, there's Jimmy the balloon jack off guy.
They're slipping Jimmy.
Yeah. So fucking
God. The fuck is wrong with people?
Know what else is a fucking weird fetish I have found? Balloons a little weird. Balloons are weird. People. Yeah. But there's a lot of people into feet.
Yeah.
It is so well known. There's a website called Wiki Feet. There's Wiki Feet for men and Wiki Feet for women.
Can you make money? Like, if you submit your feet pics, do people pay money? Because I know there's like Feet Finder.
It's more
feet Finder.
Really?
Yeah. It's like the OnlyFans for feet, which it seems weird. There's just so much free stuff.
Yeah. So it's more like, so they have like feet of the day, like you could just.
Is she just some random Instagram model that they plucked offline? She's not famous. I couldn't see really the picture.
Yeah, I don't. But they have people where they just show feet of the day, I guess, if they like it. And then you can, like, that person was Jenny Needhart. Don't know who she is.
Oh, okay.
You can search any celebrity's feet and see it. Now, the thing about it is, it's like, it's not
porn, right?
It's not porn.
Well, I mean, it's probably used as such.
So give me a celebrity, male or female.
Why are you giving you a male?
That's where I went too. Are you going to give me a male?
No, I'm not giving you a male.
That's who. I mean, it's for a fucking podcast. It's not.
I don't want to look at some dude's
Jim's going to kick me out of the house real quick. He's on top of a hill right now.
Scarlett Johansson.
All right. So you just search Scarlett Johansson, and then the pictures of her feet are just like from a movie.
Like screen grabs from a
just
movie?
Screen grabs from a movie, and they just zoom in on her feet. And
she doesn't have very nice feet.
But yeah.
I think she's pretty tall. Tall women typically don't have
That's
decent.
so funny. Really?
Yeah.
It's gonna have big feet to like hold.
Some dudes are into like the gigantic foot, which is a weird sub fetish of the foot fetish.
It's just like
If you like something,
there's a website. There's a website for you.
I almost got a Reddit story that could parlay from that. I didn't choose it because I thought it was a little too vanilla. But this girl is breaking up with her boyfriend because she asked him to give her his kinkiest fetish that I guess they were going to explore.
Yeah.
And like she's into like bondage and things like that. And he said his kinkiest fetish that he wants to try with her is for her to wear earrings during sex. And she was so grossed out
He should get rid of her anyway.
that she broke up with him because she couldn't believe he had such a non-sexual sexual fetish.
It's a different story. He should have fucking read that Baltimore story, and he would have been a lot better.
Blow this balloon up for me, bitch.
I know. Oh, look, here's Ludacris's feet.
What the fuck? All right, that's enough podcast for today.
So hopefully everybody, you know what? I am going to submit so I can look at Ludacris's feet under some sunshine.
Inappropriate with Jim and Steve's feet.
Yeah. God, I wish I was the one there. I just want to submit your feet in there. The entire time we've been talking, I've been taking pictures.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with this wacky episode this week. And all right, everybody, check us out on the socials. Follow us for all the little funny little AI bullshit that we post. And tell a friend.
Definitely.
For Baltimore's Best Podcast, we're Inappropriate. I'm Jim.
I'm Steve.
And we will see you next week.